Yo, it's been a minute since I've recorded anything, but because of the whole SynthID thing going on X especially, my timeline is cooked, and I just felt the need to talk about it, right? So let's talk about it. And I read every single take that there is, and here's where I land. First, this post went viral by Tim, and this is where the news came from, right? ElevenLabs is going to watermark all of their voiceovers in Gemini, YouTube by extension, because YouTube has adopted Gemini and has been adopting a lot of AI, especially since the start of this year. If you remember January, a very dark month for a lot of us faceless guys, but it is true. They will bring more AI tools into into the Google ecosystem, and it will split YouTube into AI versus real content, right? It will be interesting to see how faceless channels adapt to this, because I'm already like in Faceless OS, we're already adapting to it. I started adapting to this and preparing for this like back in January, because the second it happened, I needed to figure out a way to avoid it happening to my own channels and the people that use Faceless OS. ElevenLabs is marketing all their voiceovers, and YouTube will know it's AI, right? And ever since he posted this, my entire timeline has been like people either panicking and losing their shit, or they're telling everyone to calm down and it's not that deep. I read all of the takes, and a lot of them are from people that I know personally, and I have worked with them. Here's where I land. Tim's post, this post, this post. So this post kind of kicked off the whole discourse, and there's been a lot of different takes on it. Nate says ElevenLabs just killed thousands of faceless channels, 82,000 views on this post, by the way, 83. He says that the watermark survives compression, re-encoding, editing, and whatever. It's very detailed, and he is very, very correct. SynthID is not something that you can just strip. It will be embedded into the audio waveform at the generation level, and it survives the compression, re-recording, and editing. You can't edit it out. You can't convert it out. It is in the file. It will be flagged by the algorithm on YouTube. But I think this is just one end of the spectrum, in my opinion. Yes, it's true. But at the same time, I don't think just having the tag in it and just being flagged as AI, especially if you disclose that the video you're making has been made using AI, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. I do agree with the last part, but the whole framing is kind of wrong, in my opinion. SynthID didn't really kill anything, because YouTube hasn't announced a single new enforcement action tied to this watermark. Detection and enforcement are two different things. Then Nick says Faceless YouTube channels are in serious trouble. ElevenLabs just embedded watermarks, and he's right. If you're not disclosing your AI content, there's a big chance you will have issues. Now, Brian also made a full post about this, and I think this one is probably the best take out of all of them, because he splits the faceless channels into two types. Commodity faceless, which is like using stock footage and AI voice and Wikipedia rewrites, and there's like no point of view, and editorial faceless, where there's real research, there's strong angles, there's a consistent narrator persona. The type 1 collapses and type 2 will get stronger, and I fully agree with this. But I think even this overstates the impact of the watermark thing, because the watermark isn't really what separates type 1 from type 2. The script is what separates them. And I know this might sound like I'm biased or whatever, but that's just literally how it is, because the script is the blueprint of the video. That is the video. This is a good take, and I agree with a lot of it. You should stop trying to strip the watermark, because it's engineered to survive the standard processing and whatever. It's just not worth the fight. Now, I will get into the actual AI Act and the articles, everything, especially Article 50, which is transparency obligations for providers and deployers of certain AI systems. This is important, so remember this. We'll come back to this. Brian has a good take. Wiz calls it fear-mongering and says SynthID was already in Nano Banana, Gemini, VO, and says that people should just use Minimax and lock the fuck in, that's where I land, honestly. Like, if you are scared of the whole SynthID thing with ElevenLabs, just switch to Minimax or Hilo and just keep creating really good fucking content. Then Caleb, he says same thing. He tags Wiz and says the same thing. People are acting like ElevenLabs would purposely kill their own business. SynthID was there ages ago. If anything happens, you just fucking adapt. Bro, that's a valid point. Nobody in the panic camp is addressing this. ElevenLabs makes money from faceless creators. That's the whole fucking business model. Why would they ship a feature that destroys their customer base, right? Now, he made another post about this as well, because, dude, you can literally just Google search for more than 10 seconds and figure it out, because I did the same thing. It's easy. But everyone that's fear-mongering and all of this, I told all of you to stop using AI voices all the way back in Feb. Dude, the problem has been since 2025. Even back, I would argue back in 2024, AI voices were still an issue, right? They were just not widely adopted and they weren't as good as they are now. But the fear-mongering, I don't agree with this. It's nothing to be scared of. You literally just adapt. Now, Warner. This guy I can fully trust because I know him. I've worked with him very, very closely, and I'm willing to say that Warner knows probably the most out of anyone I know. Warner, Fed, Noah, and Wiz, obviously. These guys are like OGs. So I know for a fact Warner knows what the fuck he's talking about. The dude owns a CMS. He knows his shit. He knows YouTube. So everyone freaking about SynthID killing YouTube automation, dude, there's a lot of misinformation. It's not new. Governments have been working on AI disclosure requirements for years because any proof done digitally can be fake now. Deepfakes, fake documents, fake videos, and they need a way to verify what's real and what's AI. This is something that everyone in this space has been asking for. You guys have been asking for this. Everyone in the Faceless or whatever camp you're in, right? If you're a face creator, a proper personality creator, personal brand, whatever, faceless creator, high effort 3D documentaries, everyone has been against AI for a while. And you were asking for this. We need a way for us to know what's made with AI and what's not. So this is government pressure, in my opinion. This is government pressure. It's not even opinion, honestly. It is what it is. Like, it's the AI Act. It's the first ever legal framework on AI. And this, I think, is honestly an important thing. And we needed this. Because AI was getting out of hand, and it was getting out of hand very, very quick. The AI, with the European Union AI Act coming in August, which is a month or two away from now. It just requires creators to label the AI generated content so viewers know what they're watching. This is a transparency rule. Okay? It's not meant to fucking kill your YouTube channel. You are perfectly fine if your content is actually good, valuable, and people watch it. You know? You just need to disclose that it's made using some form of AI. Okay? Whether you use AI to edit the videos or the voice or whatever, even the scripts, right? Even if you use AI in the scripts, just disclose it. Like, it takes literally half a second to click the yes button on, is this AI? Let me walk you through what this whole thing means. The AI Act and the Article 50, okay? This August 2026 legislation, it requires disclosure, not removal. Okay, the governments monitor compliance, not YouTube. If you don't disclose correctly, you will get fined by your local government. And YouTube isn't the enforcement body here. AI content is 100% still allowed and will continue making money. So stop overthinking this shit and just start fucking uploading. Okay? Now, his follow-up to this was very, very, very important. YouTube won't act on it if mentioned correctly. Like, if you disclose that you're using AI correctly, YouTube's not gonna act on it. There will be laws for now mentioning it in which governments will do the monitoring, and if you don't do it, you get fined. Okay, AI is still fully allowed by YouTube, and doing a human voice gives it a more branding feeling for sure if you also show your face. And that is something that I think the faceless community is starting to head into, and rightly so, right? Faceless YouTube was very, very sick, but I think with AI being as good as it is now, it has changed the what's the word? The landscape a little bit, right? And you need to adapt to it. Now, this post by Blue Balloon, this is very valuable in my opinion, and this is the most researched post out of everyone because he actually cites these things that I found, okay, by just Googling, right? What is the AI Act? You can Google it yourself. You will find these as well. You can read through them yourself. Now, to anyone saying that this is the end of YTA, you are misinformed or stupid based. I have seen a lot of talk around the EU's AI Act that is coming into effect in 2026. So, transparency, that's what I just mentioned, right? It's all about transparency. The AI Act introduces specific disclosure obligations to ensure that humans, like the viewers, your audience, are informed when necessary to preserve trust because of the whole deepfake thing, right? Everyone's making deepfakes. You can make like anyone. You can take a screenshot of me and have me say whatever the fuck you want, right? That would be infringing on my rights, and I'm gonna have to have some way of going after someone who's misusing my image, right? So this rule is the first step towards that. Now, providers of generative AI have to ensure that AI generated content is identifiable. On top of that, certain AI generated content should be clearly and visibly labeled, namely deepfakes, and text published with the purpose to inform the public on matters of public interest. Okay? Now, we can read this way more. This is the the Article 50. Yeah. Providers of AI systems. The point two is what we're going to focus on. Providers of AI systems, including general purpose AI systems generating synthetic audio, image, video, or text content, shall ensure that the outputs of the AI system are marked in a machine readable format and detectable as artificially generated or manipulated. Okay? Now, this is a rule on the AI providers themselves. They have to be able to, the system has to be able to identify what's AI and what's not. Okay? Tab, right. Now, the problem is, if you go to this, okay, yeah, this was very sick to see. I like this. YouTube has already said that they're not banning AI voiceovers from the platform. We all know that inauthentic mainly hits low quality AI mass produced slop. It does hit high quality and real channels as well, but let's not pretend your fucking 5-image, 2-hour long AI story was not AI slop for old people. I'm looking at you, and you know who you are. It's AI slop, okay? Get over it. And plus, around 90% of adults couldn't tell AI videos from real videos according to a study from Runway AI. Now, this is, take it with a grain of salt because I was able to tell, but this is the thing, the entire test. If you want to go check it out, runwayml.com/research/the Turing reel. Okay. Now, if you go and do the test, you can check and see which one you think is AI or not. Okay. Are you able to tell? Let me know. Comment below. Google and large tech, okay, they're not just gonna jump around with and glee and bend over backwards to comply with regulators and governments. They will do the bare minimum and mostly maliciously comply. Okay. The law says nothing about banning AI generated content or making it impossible to profit off of AI generated content. So it will not happen. Okay. Something will happen in the future with more inauthentic as AI videos and whatever AI generations become better and better. It's not that deep. Okay. Everyone watching this, it's not that deep. TLDR, stop fucking worrying. Just go improve your content, make it better. Okay. Now, my take personal take after reading all of this, SynthID is a transparency tool. It's not an enforcement mechanism. YouTube already knew that most faceless channels use AI voiceovers, and the watermark formalizes what was already obvious. The channels that got wiped in January, they didn't get wiped because of their voice. They got wiped because the scripts and the video matched patterns that content farms produce. Same structure, same generic fucking hooks, same AI rhythm. The voice was never the differentiator. The actual content was. Okay? The script was. I know this because I've audited scripts from literally over 200 people. 200 faceless creators in the past 3-4 months. The ones who got denied monetization weren't getting caught on their audio, they were getting caught on their transcript and their visuals. Okay? YouTube will read your words and see your video, not your fucking waveform. YouTube is gonna know like the voice is AI. That's it. So stop worrying about which text-to-speech provider doesn't have watermarks yet. Just start worrying about whether your script passes 3 fucking checks. 3 checks. Does the sentence rhythm vary and sound natural? Does every section have a structural purpose, and is it valuable? Does it provide some new information to the audience? And does the script have a voice that's yours and not ChatGPT's default? Okay? Those 3 things determine whether your channel lives or dies, not a fucking watermark. And if you want the system that checks all of this automatically, Faceless OS, 16 files. Link is in the comments, or you can go to my bio or the pinned post on my profile. And yeah, thanks for coming to my fucking TED Talk. Create better content, have fun with it. And even if you get demonetized, it's never that deep. You can always rebuild. Okay? Hope this helps. Hope this clears out some of the confusion going around. It's nothing to be scared of, just something to overcome. Okay? Good luck and keep creating better content and strive to be better every single time with every single upload. Peace.